Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. You would figure when I hit that recording button, I would be prepared, but this is just how this channel goes. I'm sorry about that. Got my notes up here. I want to talk about you guys about a story that happened over the weekend, man, and it's tragic, and it could have been prevented. And we'll start off by saying this. I think it was Michigan. I did a story, I think it was the beginning of last month or a couple of months ago, about a boating club where the kids were having a birthday party and a drunk driver, a lady at the time, veered off the road at a high rate of speed, plowed right into the boat club where these children were having a party, mowed a lot of people down, went through the building like it wasn't even there. And she's currently locked up and she's facing a lot of criminal negligence charges and homicide charges. She was a drunk driver. Almost the same exact thing happened. Well, the same exact thing, but it wasn't a party. This happened in Staten Island, New York. Long Island, New York. Shout out Long Island. My bad. And it happened at a place called the Hawaii Nail Salon this past weekend, where this guy right here, Stephen Schwally, driving an SUV at a super high rate of speed, y'all, came off the roadway, jumped through the parking lot, and ran right into the front of the store, taking out 4 people. One of them was a cop. The other one's the business owner. His wife was injured. 4 people were dead. 10 people are injured and fighting for their lives. There may be more casualties coming. This guy, Stephen Schwally, pictured here, 64 years old, a displaced Marine veteran right now, was drunk as hell. And I'm going to tell you something. There's no excuse for people that drive, if you want to get drunk, that's on you. I don't have no problem with somebody want to get drunk if they can afford their habit or whatever, and it's not a danger to anybody else. But, once you get behind the wheel in a drunken state, whether you can remember or not, fucking on you. Guy's 64 years old, currently locked up, got a lot of bodies over him. And take a look at this story and we'll come back and talk about it, man. A lot of people are dead for no damn reason because of the irresponsibility of somebody else. He's a retired Marine veteran. He should have knew fucking better. Take a look.
Begin on Long Island, where an accused drunk driver faced a judge days after a deadly crash. He's accused of barreling into a nail salon, killing 4 people and injuring 10 others.
We have team coverage for you tonight. CBS 2's Jennifer McLogan was there as victims' families shared their stories. But we begin with Carolyn Gussoff. She was in the courtroom as the suspect was arraigned. Carolyn?
Good evening. We got our first look today at 64-year-old Stephen Schwally. He appeared before a judge for arraignment. He appeared in hospital bed clothes, and it looked like he had injuries, bruises to his head. And just feet away in tears sat the family members of several of the victims. The devastating moment caught on surveillance video of a car rocketing into Hawaii Nail Salon, killing 4, injuring 10. The man behind the wheel, 64-year-old Stephen Schwally, entered the courtroom in a wheelchair. Prosecutors detailed the seconds leading up to the crash as he drove through the parking lot across the street. Schwally accelerated at a high rate of speed, drove in the opposite lane of travel, nearly struck pedestrians, continued through the intersection, went airborne into the nail salon packed with people. Schwally, a Marine veteran retired from a career at UPS, now lives at a motel, but is looking for a residence, his attorney said. Police say after the crash, he had bloodshot and glassy eyes, constricted pupils, slurred speech, and smelled of alcohol, and claimed he consumed 18 beers the night before, but stopped drinking at 3 a.m. Blood alcohol testing is pending. In court to hear it all, the NYPD detective, now a young widower of newlywed off-duty officer Amelia Renhack, who was killed as she was having her nails done. Loved ones of the other victims, salon manager Jen Sai Chen, and employees Mei Chu Zhang and Yen Shu, left without comment. Community members stunned and horrified are mourning the longtime salon staff.
I just lost a friend of mine's son from alcoholism. It's a disease, there is no doubt about that. But don't get in your car and drive. And you killed 4 people New York City cop. She's 30 years old, just married in September.
They were like family to us. And it's just heartbreaking because you come here to relax, you know, to spoil yourself, to pamper yourself, and then this tragedy happens.
Schwally was ordered held on $1 million bail. He'll be back on court on Friday, and we are expecting to see additional charges besides the DWI misdemeanor that he is currently charged with. Prosecutors pointed out in court that he was sentenced for another DWI exactly 1 decade and 1 day before the fatal crash on Friday. Reporting from Central Islip, Long Island, Carolyn Gussoff, CBS 2 News.
Wow, Carolyn, thank you. And families of the victims gathered in Queens this afternoon, despondent over their unspeakable losses.
They tell CBS 2's Jennifer McLogan they are so far satisfied with the suspect being held on high bail, but questioning if they can ever recover from losing their loved ones.
Now it's all crushed.
Tears streamed from the brother and sister of nail salon co-owners Jung Kai Chen, who was killed, and his wife Wen Jun in critical condition.
That you can't believe. He's such a nice person. He brought a lot of happiness to our family and also to all the friends.
The owners of Hawaii Nail and Spa in Deer Park are parents of a boy and girl who often spent time in the salon.
2个小孩子还很小嘛
We have 2 young kids.
所以我都没办法想象
5 and 10, right?
Yeah, 5 and 10.
5 and 10.
Their nephew posted on Instagram.
I'm reaching out for your support to help us financially.
Communities from Queens to Suffolk are coming forward to help. Victim Yan Chu was a devoted daughter and mother, sending money earned at the salon back to China to her son with polio and mother with Alzheimer's.
This is a story of Flushing. This is a story of immigrants. We had an NYPD officer that we trust to protect us. Small business owners, immigrants following the American dream, all taken away by a reckless driver.
Visas for family members living abroad are being obtained so they can attend funerals of the victims.
Losing a member of the NYPD has been especially heartbreaking for the officer's family and her husband, who, as you probably know, works at that same precinct, and they were just recently married.
Queens is so deeply affected. The Long Island officer worked at the 102, the salon owners from Bayside, Queens, the 2 workers here in Flushing. Support is pouring in as the funerals are being planned. I'm Jennifer McLogan, CBS 2 News.
Story of the drunk driver, Stephen Schwally. He'll be spending his last days of freedom. His last days on this earth behind bars. Tragic. Now, a lot of times, man, when you see people drinking and driving and, just people that drink, period. Alcohol is addictive to some people, but a lot of times they're going through a lot of grief and stuff like this. When I do stories, a lot of times I try to figure out, what makes people drink and do this type of stuff. And, in his case, I think, honestly, if you paid attention to the thing, they said he was a Marine, he was a veteran, said he was displaced and living in a hotel. Now, I don't know if this is the case or not, but this is what ran through my head. As a man, you have a legacy, and, the way you lived your life and where you presently are a lot of times is a result of what you did in your life. Depression can take hold of you at any time, PTSD, so on and so forth. So much so, you can lose a lot of things that you cherished in your life, maybe a house or a place to live or something. And then even though you're put in a position where you don't want to be, the weight of your failures can weigh heavy on you, and it can push you down a deep tunnel of despair and so on and so forth. I don't know if that was the case for him, but I'm not going to lie. Living in a hotel at that age, and it got to be depressing. It does. But that's about there from my standpoint of maybe this is why he drink a lot, got a lot of time on his hands. But either way, man, a lot of people are dead. And that's the thing that's crazy with alcohol. Just imagine that this was like alcohol, vodka or something, right? Somebody drink. Just somebody putting this to their mouth resulted in other people losing their life that didn't even know this man. Think about that. It said he drank 18 beers in one sitting, like one time, like in a day. That's a lot to me. I mean, I don't know how many beer drinkers. 18 beers. Damn. You know, his liver tore up. And just to have it to where, man, just him making that conscious decision to do that resulted in the life of a lot of people and just having it hurt. And then like this spreads out like in a chain lightning a chain reaction. One of the ladies said she sent money to people in China. She said she had a son that had an illness. Then she said she had a mother that was sick too. Man, like, I mean, this is the thing. Like I always try to be conscious about decisions I make involving other people around me that could affect other people. It's like a lot of people don't think like that, but I mean, I was taught to do that. Like, yo, you do something, you better make sure this is what you had to do and not what you wanted to do, because this affects a lot of other people besides somebody else. So you keep your emotions in check. Don't let them get out of hand. For some reason, this happened. And it affected a whole lot of people that wasn't even at that nail salon. Victims of the families that are in mourning, they got to set themselves up, set up a funeral now or a cremation. People wondering why. Did you see how fast that car was going? Oh my God, man. Like it's like nowadays, it's like you can't even. Every time I make videos, right? Every day I make videos. It's like the next day something comes and tops what I made yesterday or the week before or the week before the week before. It's wild. It's like people are getting wild. It's like adult responsibility and accountability is like dissolving like tissue paper. Either way, man, peace to the fallen. You know what I'm saying? And may everybody rest in peace. I know they didn't deserve that. And it's unfortunate. This guy is 64 years old. He already drinking himself to death. Now to go through something like this, I mean, people be going through stuff and it's upsetting. I'm Stock Market Steve. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.